As you all know, I've been reading the book Lucifer Revisited by Mr. Travis Yates. I've come across a piece of text here that's a bit too convincing and a bit too legit to say that what he is saying is completely out of whack. You know, it's hard to read a book like this and then not understand. You might want to say that the guy is crazy or that your theories are all wrong. But using my Christian discernment while reading this book, I gotta say, 99% of it sounds pretty accurate to me. And it's backed up with logic and scripture as well. It's just, there's a lot of evidence. So I'm going to read to you a little piece just now here of the book. It's at the end of the book. And it's talking about why God gave Lucifer dominion over the earth. And he goes, now, doesn't that make a little more sense? Doesn't that seem more likely than God just giving Lucifer the right to rule the earth for the hell of it? Pardon the pun. Let's face it. Why would God kick out of heaven a third of the angels and their leader, and then give the leader a piece of the kingdom, unless the leader of the rebellion was his wife, of whom he loved, regardless of her treason? The same reason he doesn't wipe us off the face of the earth when we sin against his commandments, because his love and mercy, even to those who doesn't deserve it. This is the part right here that made me believe that the book is kind of legit, based on my own experiences dealing with the psychopath who told me and acted as if they were demonically possessed. And I even have video footage of it. Just from that same point of view, I could say here, okay, I dealt with Lucifer as well, only in my form, like my ex-girlfriend form. But it says here, he's talking about why would God give Lucifer dominion over the earth? And it goes, these actions would be grounds to have your employees' friends think that you should be locked up and being nuts. Okay, let me go back and read a little bit further for you. I should have got the page prior to this, and I only just clicked on the live broadcast and I started talking right away. I didn't really have the page set on the page that I needed it to. Okay, why would God throw Lucifer out of heaven and not kill her right off the bat? And why would God then go and give Lucifer the right to be ruler of this world? Think about this for a second. Let's say you have a huge company like Google, and your vice president decides he doesn't like the way you're running things. In fact, he thinks he should be in charge and not you. So you find out, bring in security, and have them all thrown out. First off, you don't take him to court. Instead, you give him one of your smaller companies and move him to China. You give your ex-vice president the right to be president over a smaller company you own like Google AdWords, which makes tons of money, and you still remain ownership, but he runs it. Then you legally give him the right to run the company any way he sees fit with certain restrictions. You do this knowing full well he will do everything he can to destroy your company and will never stop robbing and tormenting some of the employees you had working there, and does everything he can to destroy everything you created. These actions would be grounds to have your company and your friends think that you should be locked up for being nuts and totally out of your mind, unless the vice president just happened to be your wife. Then it's a divorce, and she gets this, and you get that legally. Since she illegally attempted to overthrow the company by force, you are not legally bound to give her anything. But you do anyways. Why? Because you love her. For who she was, who you thought she'd be, and what she could have been, and what you both could have been together. You're heartbroken, but your love for her restrains your hand to sentence her to jail, even though you know sooner or later she will force you to have her locked up for good. That is the exact feeling that I had with my ex-girlfriend when I was persecuting her with the legal system. Exactly the same thing. I felt like at first, okay, she's trying to attack me. She's calling me a rapist. I'll prove my innocence, and hopefully by proving my innocence, I'll prove her guilt. Over time, there was 8 more charges pressed against me. All 8 have been condemned. She was proven to be a liar. But I felt like it was my sole goal to have her personally locked up and persecuted and thrown away. You know, it really felt like one day it's going to catch up with her. She's going to get caught, and I'll be the one that, puts the final nail into the coffin. That's what it felt like. And that's exactly what this book is saying about Lucifer. That's why Lucifer has dominion over the earth. And I find that to be very accurate. And I don't know anybody that would just make that story up unless they actually lived it for themselves. You don't actually gain that kind of knowledge unless you've actually been through it yourself. You just don't get it. It doesn't happen that way. It's like trying to tell people about dogs when all they know is ever seen in their lives are cats. You don't come up with it on your own. And it makes total sense. I mean, we don't even hear about God's wife, but we do hear about Ishtar and all these other entities that could have been God's wife. Point being is that this book makes many statements out there that are radical but fitting. And when you turn on the discernment, it fits the discernment as well. And usually when it fits the discernment, you could trust in it that it's pretty accurate. So this book goes on stating, to sum it up, that God and Lucifer had a relationship spat where she thought that she would be the boss. He kicked her out, gave her 1/3 of the children, and left her on her own. And then when we go down to Adam and Lilith, it's the exact same scenario. And when we look at mankind today with marriage and families, it's the exact same scenario. So, if we are made in his image, then who's to say that we are not made exactly in his image? That the things that he has to suffer, that we have to suffer. That what we endure, he endures. I mean, just because he's perfect and just because he's holy and righteous and he is the Almighty Spirit up above does not mean that he does not feel and does not care. I mean, let's not forget that he came down to earth in human form and he died for us. He knows exactly what it's like to be a human. And I do believe that every gift that we have, he has as well. And everything that he has, he truly gave us. You know that God actually feels sadness? He feels sorrow and jealousy and rage. He feels it all. He's the great creator. He's just like us in every single way. He has the same emotions, same attitudes, same same everything. We were made in his image. I just think that's very fascinating, because when we say to ourselves, "Oh, we are made in his image," that usually means that we were made in the form of man. But what about the emotional level, the mental level, and the spiritual level? They're all part of it. So now we know God and Lucifer had trouble. Adam and Lilith had trouble. Man and woman today has trouble. And that woman is just absolutely batshit, selfish, and crazy. So all the torment today on the earth, all the death today on this earth, all the hell today on this earth is caused by a female. Does that sound like a shocker to you? Nah, not really.